you doing today?
All right. Do you have any ID on you? Getting calls of suspicious people again, so
Would that
I know
be
you're over there by the library, so...
Would that be a misdemeanor or a felony?
What?
Suspicion.
Well, you're...
Because according to 34285,
right,
3.5, I'm not.
Now you're on private property, though.
No, this is a sidewalk.
But you were over here earlier.
No, I was not.
Okay, that's what they're...
The camera doesn't lie.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Are you gonna let me see your camera?
So according to this...
Are you going to let me see your camera?
No.
Okay, so I don't know.
Not
I mean,
against
theirs, right?
Not unless you're going to arrest me for something.
You have your ID on you?
This code right here, specifically, yes. It's huh?
What
it's 35285.3.5,
right.
failure to ID. It only says I have to ID if I'm being charged with a crime. Do you suspect me of a crime?
Yeah, trespassing.
In the opening moments, the video introduces the situation with a police officer approaching a civilian under the guise of responding to a suspicious person call, immediately setting a tense tone. The officer's attitude appears dismissive and authoritative from the start, as if expecting unquestioned compliance without providing any clear justification. This highlights a frequent issue where officers rely on vague accusations like suspicion rather than articulating valid reasons grounded in law. The civilian, however, remains calm and knowledgeable, which adds a strong contrast to the officer's assertive posture. This early clash instantly frames the dynamic as one of power versus rights, preparing the viewer to witness a confrontation that revolves entirely around legal understanding and misuse of authority.
What's your reasonable articulable suspicion? What is your reasonable articulable suspicion?
I'm asking you for ID.
What is your reasonable articulable suspicion? I'm not under any requirement.
What's that?
That's my Fifth Amendment right.
What's that got to do with it?
I'm invoking it to remain silent. I'm not going to waive it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to speak to you without my lawyer at this point.
Well, you want to call him?
I don't answer questions.
See, now you don't want to talk to him. I'm going to read this, okay?
What's your badge number, sir? What's your badge number, sir?
3900.
You've been very professional. Thank you.
I know. See, like I said, the claim we had was using video in cars.
So what's your name, sir?
Here.
What's your badge number?
6671.
Are you ILEA certified?
Yes.
So you would know about asking for ID.
You don't want to answer.
You're a public servant. You have to.
As the interaction continues, the officer's insistence on demanding ID becomes central, despite the civilian repeatedly asking for the legal basis of the request. The officer appears irritated that the man knows the exact penal code, and rather than addressing the legal point, he redirects the conversation toward irrelevant claims like previous locations or vague accusations from witnesses. This behavior shows how some officers rely on pressure tactics rather than lawful procedure, hoping a citizen will eventually comply out of confusion or intimidation. The calm insistence of the civilian exposes the weakness of the officer's reasoning, making it clear that the demand for ID is not supported by actual suspicion of a crime. The more the officer avoids answering, the more obvious it becomes that the stop is unjustified.
Under an obligation. You're a public servant.
No, you can talk
Public
to my
servant.
chief.
Bring him down here. I'd love to.
You can talk to him.
Okay, I'll go there next.
Stop in it right down the road.
Yeah, I'm not going to go in the building, but if he wants to come outside, that'd be great.
That's a public building. You can't go. The lobby is fine.
Well, this is a public building. I mean,
But it's also private property.
it uses government resources.
But it's
so,
also
but if they set them over here, this is still public access. You realize that?
Private property.
Look, handicaps. Nobody's come out here and said that, and I have to be given the right to leave. Nobody's come out here and asked me to leave. If you're going to say for trespassing, if you're going to say trespassing, I have to be given the right to leave. Nobody's asked me to leave.
Well, when I was talking to you earlier,
Yes, sir.
it was a little unusual because we don't have someone, walk around video to, so just out of the ordinary. Why I was down there earlier, so I haven't.
When the civilian invokes his Fifth Amendment rights, the interaction takes a sharp turn, revealing the officer's frustration and confusion. Instead of acknowledging the citizen's constitutional right to remain silent, the officer tries to dismiss it as irrelevant, which unintentionally displays his unfamiliarity with basic civil protections. The civilian's controlled and articulate assertion of rights contrasts strongly with the officer's defensive reactions, creating a sense of imbalance in professionalism. This part showcases how invoking rights often exposes whether officers understand the legal boundaries of their authority. The officer's inability to respond properly demonstrates a concerning pattern. The law enforcer appears less educated on civil liberties than the citizen he is attempting to pressure.
I'm going to talk with them there, but it could be that they're a little bit afraid to come out because you never know these days what'll happen.
What do you mean what'll happen? I have a Nikon, not a Canon.
I understand, but but I'm just saying, how they, people doing things nowadays. You don't know if somebody's got a weapon on them, if they're gonna.
No, I'm totally unarmed.
Okay.
I mean, I'll give you that. I mean, I have no weapons on me whatsoever.
Because sometimes people do a lot of research, before they. That's why.
This is Division of Family Resources, not to mention the WIC building.
Oh,
this is a government entity. If they rent space out of here and they have a public parking area, it's public.
Well, it's public access.
Yeah, public access, which means I have a right to be on it if I need to be on it. Right. If I want to walk through here and walk around and do the horseshoe, that's fine. That's my business to be on here to see if the WIC office is maintaining their property. Okay. If the taxpayer dollars is.
When the second officer enters the scene, his behavior is noticeably more polite, but still rooted in the same flawed assumption that ID should be given without legal cause. His attempts to justify the stop by referencing the complaint fail to address the fundamental question of legality. He tries to soften the tension by being conversational, yet the underlying issue remains unresolved. Neither officer can articulate a reasonable suspicion of a crime. What's particularly revealing is how the officer admits that people recording is simply out of the ordinary, which unintentionally proves that the stop is based on discomfort, not law. This part highlights how officers often rely on social norms rather than statute, proving how easily suspicion becomes an excuse for overstepping boundaries.
Getting the trash out of here, making sure it's not, there's not enough parking. Everybody's parking on the streets. Everybody's parking where they're not supposed to be parking. So if I wanted to walk through here and count all the parking spaces, nobody can tell me no. I have business on the property, if I was even on the property, which I was not.
You stayed on the sidewalk?
Other than when a guy was walking with his child, I entered the public easement area over on this side.
There, yeah. Okay.
Yes. I've never where you're standing.
Right. I know, but you understand.
Over on this side.
There, yeah. Okay.
Yes. I've never where you're standing.
Right. I know, but you understand, he just asked you for ID just to know who you are, so we know you're not a convicted felon, criminal, anybody that would have that intention.
How do I know you're not?
Well, because I am in uniform.
Well, that doesn't mean you don't have any internal affairs, investigations upon you or him for criminal activity.
Right.
Okay.
Well, we wouldn't be working the street if we had criminal activity suspicion.
I have no idea. I don't know what your policies are.
Okay. I know you say you're not from around here, so.
The conversation shifts toward property access, public easements, and the nature of government buildings. And here the civilian again demonstrates clear understanding, leaving the officers unable to refute his points. The officers attempt to claim the area is private property, yet also acknowledge it's publicly accessible, exposing contradictions in their justification. This section clearly illustrates how officers sometimes rely on vague or incorrect interpretations of property law to maintain control during an encounter. The civilian's explanation of public access rights showcases his preparedness and ability to counter misinformation calmly. The officer's inability to provide consistent legal reasoning becomes more visible, reinforcing the sense that the stop is baseless.
So you from Indiana?
Yeah.
Okay. See, it's just, what I'm saying is we would be gone already. Just show an ID, you're legit, everything's cool, we're out of here.
But I haven't broken a law.
I understand, but that's what the way the call came in about being in it.
But where's the proof?
We'll figure that out, don't worry.
I'll say, where's the proof?
I understand that's what he was checking.
Okay. Am I being detained?
I believe so.
So I'm free to go.
He's got your card there.
Well, I've got a dozen more.
Do you?
I just need that one because it has his fingerprints on it.
Okay. Sure.
Or he can have it, whichever I determine.
Yeah, it's your card, so.
But I'm not being detained.
I'm not detaining you, no.
Is he detaining me?
He didn't say he was, so. It's kind of...
And the other guy, where's the red vehicle? The fire commissioner.
When the topic turns to making sure he is not a felon, the officer unintentionally reveals a troubling mindset, assuming guilt without evidence and expecting citizens to prove innocence. This assumption that a civilian must justify his existence contradicts every principle of constitutional policing. The civilian responds logically by questioning how he can be expected to trust officers whom he has no background information about, using their own logic against them. This moment exposes the double standard in police interactions, where officers feel entitled to personal information while offering none in return. The officer's uniform becomes his justification, despite lacking any legal foundation, highlighting how authority is often used in place of lawful reasoning.
You just guys allow him to park all over the sidewalk whenever he, kind of like this guy, to block the sidewalk. I noticed down there at the fire station, him and another vehicle block.
The red one?
Yeah, they block. I mean, I'm handicapped, so they block the pedestrian throughway so that way citizens have to walk in the street.
I've seen that. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, not only that, but this guy did it too when he pulled up to go talk to him. Oh, you even got that on footage. This guy, the canine unit.
Okay.
Yeah, pulled in sideways, backed in.
I don't know who started that down there. Gosh, that's been ever since I've been here. The fire chiefs always pull. I don't know why they like to park in that front.
So they're exempt from the law.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is there's not. It's a whole driveway out. The sidewalk's not. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's
like
tapered.
This.
Yeah, it's tapered. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of.
But it's still a pedestrian throughway because there's no garage door in the way.
Not in front of the right. Not in front of the
right.
thing.
Thank you, sir. Am I being detained?
We're just waiting to see if they want you no trespass.
As the officers continue pressuring the civilian, he repeatedly asks if he is being detained, and this section reveals the officer's reluctance to answer directly. Their refusal to give a clear yes or no suggests they wish to maintain control without accepting the legal responsibilities that come with detention. This behavior is a common tactic used to trap citizens in a gray area, keeping them compliant without formally invoking their rights. The civilian's persistence disrupts this tactic, forcing the officers to confront their own uncertainty. This part of the interaction is a powerful demonstration of why knowing one's rights is essential, because vague police language often serves as a shield to avoid accountability.